Hey guys, Breezy here. Today I'm going to be finally making a video that a few people have requested. I just haven't had the motivation to do it. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to tween on CuteCut Pro. And I'm going to try to make this as short and easy to understand as possible. So yeah, first thing you're going to do is import your stuff, obviously. So you push this plus button right here, then push photo. Then I have a little folder for my stuff, but it should be in anywhere that you can find it. So you can import your stuff. These layers go from so this layer that I'm on right now, this is the bottommost layer. So whatever you do on that, it will be below everything else. So I'm going to import the rest of my stuff. And if you push this photo button on the same layer, it'll just go right after it. And that'll do it for both layers, but sometimes it separates them. See that gap right there? So you just hold on it and then move it over. So to edit a clip, you just double tap on it and then you can adjust it how you want it to be. But for now, I'm just going to keep it like that. And then this little button in the center, that lets you set the focal point kind of what you're doing. So if I put that there, it'll rotate from the head, from the middle of the head, but if I put it up here, it'll work around that. Yeah. So, next thing that you're going to do after you find a good spot for that, push this little button down here, the one with the swirls around it, and then push this plus button, and custom transition, and then you just adjust it to how you want it to look the second time. So like that. And then if you hold down on either of these blue arrows, that sets the start and stop point of them. So I'm going to make that for the whole duration of this clip. So if you see, if I do it like that, it'll stop. And if you move it to the end of that clip, then it'll do the whole thing. So the shorter you make your clip, the faster it will tween, the faster it'll move, and then the longer you make it, the slower it'll go. So it just depends on how you want it. And then down here in this bottom right corner, there's this squiggly line. Click on that, and then there's a bunch of these lines that come up. So these all do different things. It's the style of the way you want it tween, so the movement of it. So I usually use this middle circular one for my parts. So it goes fast and then slow. And it is really gradual and everything. So that's how you do a simple tween like that. And then if you wanted to move the back too, then you could adjust that how you want it. Hit the bottom button down here, custom transition, and then move it how you want it to be. Set that for the whole thing, then I'll make it the same thing as the other one was, so it kind of moves. And then for this one, this is really important. If you have an image in your original sketch, it goes off the screen, you need to duplicate that sketch and then adjust it so that part that you want tweened is on the screen, if that makes sense. So for my Windplan Apprentices map, I did Heather Paw and Breeze Paw, obviously, but I separated all the limbs and everything. It looks really awkward, honestly. So I'm gonna take that out. So this was the original sketch. I had to modify it so I could fit all of the body parts in correctly. So this was the first sketch right there, and then it ended up being this mad mess of stuff. So I made all these layers visible, and it looks way different than the sketch, obviously. So since I'm done with this, I guess I can adjust it to see what it would have been if I did keep them all like that. So you got this here, body, the body would be like that, kind of. And then the tail you wouldn't even be able to see. And then Breeze Paw, his head is perfectly fine, but his leg is way off, so we would put that down there. And that. And then tail goes up there. than the arm. But if you tried to tween this how I did, it would not turn out pretty. It would get cut off and everything. So that is something you really want to avoid. So it doesn't matter how like your thing looks if you're going to tween it, because you can just edit all that stuff out and it doesn't really matter. So if I undo all of that, then, so for my hills to climb part, I actually did make that mistake. So right here, Hollyleaf's body like just completely cuts off right there. That, I would never leave that in an actual map part, because it's like, it's pretty self-explanatory, honestly. So, back to this. You tween it. This looks so awkward. It doesn't matter if it looks awkward in like your drawing, because nobody's gonna see your actual drawing. So, in Cut, you just double tap on what you want it to be, set your focal point, and then move it to where you want it to be the first time. So I'll go like this, so it kind of goes where the last one was. And then swiggly button plus custom transition, and then move it back. And then set that for the whole clip. And then change it to circular in the middle. You don't have to choose circular. You could choose it to whatever one of those you want it to be. I just prefer circular because like I like how it looks. So if you want it to be like this jaggedy, bouncy tweening, that's easy to do. You just like that. So you would just go down here, double tap, click one more time, and then click the bottom right button, and then you got all these types. So I use elastic. And then for this one, I used bounce. So it just depends on like what you want it to be. And for this one, I'm pretty sure I used circular. Yeah. So it really just like depends. You can do it like however you want it to be, whatever you think looks good. Yeah, it's really that simple. Like if you want something to look like it's moving forward, you just start out with like a smaller version of that, and then like pinch out to make it bigger. So like in this, like that. See how Bree's paws had started, and then look at it now. Big difference. Pun intended. Alright, now let's say that I wanted to include a background, which you probably do want to include a background. So I'll choose just this black screen for now. This is one thing you have to be careful with. Always put the background in before you put anything else in, because you can't make a new layer up here. So the background would be like in the front, and that's not good. So you'd put it on the topmost layer, I guess, on the screen, and then import whatever you want above it. So this is what it looks like, but if I switch those around, it's like she's not even there. So you adjust this to how you want it to be and everything. Push the swirly button plus custom transition and move it how you want it to be. On this one, I didn't do what I said to do before. If I were making this like in a map part, I would make that smaller, so then if I accidentally tweened a bit off, her ears wouldn't cut off, her tails wouldn't cut off, or her body wouldn't cut off. So like that, and if you were like to move it like that looks really weird. So you don't really want to do that. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you need help with anything, don't hesitate to ask me. You can email me, breezybramble@gmail.com. You can DM me on Discord, Instagram. My Discord's breezybramble1717, and then my Instagram is just breezybramble. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. If you need any help with anything, please ask me. I'm always willing to help you, and yeah. Toodles.